In June 2024, the US Department of Justice filed a federal lawsuit against Adobe. Not against some obscure subsidiary, against the company that makes Photoshop. And they named two actual executives personally in the complaint. The government's language wasn't subtle either. The FTC's own director put it this way: Adobe trapped customers into year-long subscriptions through hidden fees and cancellation hurdles. Here's what Adobe was actually doing. When you signed up for their most popular plan, called Annual Paid Monthly, it was pre-selected by default. It looked like a simple month-to-month payment. It wasn't. Signing up quietly locked you into a full year. Cancel in the first 2 weeks, you're fine. Cancel any time after that, before the year is up, and you owe a fee. 50% of whatever you had left on the contract. Not a flat cancellation charge, half of everything remaining, and the fee wasn't disclosed up front. According to the complaint, you'd only find it by clicking a small, easy-to-miss info icon buried in the sign-up flow. The DOJ and FTC didn't just fine the company. They named two Adobe executives personally in the lawsuit: the president of Adobe's digital media business and a vice president overseeing digital sales. That's a specific, deliberate escalation. The government was saying this wasn't a rogue engineer's dark pattern. It was a decision made by people with titles. Adobe didn't roll over. In October 2024, they filed a motion to dismiss the entire case. Their bet was that a judge would agree there was nothing here. In May 2025, a judge disagreed. The motion was denied. The case moved into discovery, meaning Adobe now had to hand over internal records instead of just arguing in court filings. This wasn't some scrappy startup cutting corners to survive. This is one of the most profitable software companies on earth, the default tool for an entire creative industry, and it still took a federal lawsuit to undo one fee structure, because the trick itself was never illegal on its own. Charging an early termination fee is completely normal. The actual violation was always about the same two things: making the important number hard to find and making the exit harder than the entrance. You've probably clicked through a sign-up flow like this yourself without noticing. A default option already selected. A price that looks simple until you read the fine print or don't. Because nobody reads the fine print. That's not an accident. That's tested, iterated, and shipped on purpose, the same way any other product feature is. In March 2026, less than 2 years after the lawsuit was filed, Adobe agreed to pay $150 million to settle it. $75 million in civil penalties straight to the government. $75 million more in free services handed back to the customers who got caught in the fee structure. Adobe still denies doing anything wrong. But they also agreed, as part of the settlement, to clearer disclosures, reminders before free trials convert, and a genuinely simplified cancellation process going forward. So, the fee is gone now, the dark pattern also. But it only went away after 2 years of litigation, 2 named executives, and a $150 million settlement. Which raises the actual question: if it takes a federal lawsuit to remove one hidden fee from one company, how many other companies are running the exact same playbook right now, just without anyone bringing the case yet?